So like putting Mario in little heart boxers was like a big like, holy shit, Mario's half naked. He had nipples.
Mario's got
Canonical,
nips.
yeah, canonically.
Canonical nipples.
Wild.
Terrible band name.
Canonical nipples? Very bad band name.
The Nintendo Switch is up for retirement, baby.
Let's send it someplace warm and celebrate 8 glorious years of unforgettable gaming.
Here's the Super Game Boy's Desert Island Dozen Switch 1 experiences. So the idea here is that we have a Switch Lite, because it's got the D-pad, and we all love the D-pad, and we don't have a TV. All three of us stranded on an island. We only have 12 slots, so 4 games each, just games that need to be on this system. We can't have the Switch without these games.
That's it. We got to share this Switch for the rest of our days on this deserted island.
Now, needless to say, it's going to be a lot of exclusives, but for diversity's sake, we're going to include games that had at least a 1-year timed exclusivity on this machine as well. In forming this list, I had really no idea just how few like proper Nintendo exclusives were here.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, considering that the console was 8 years of life and whatnot. And, we didn't even get Donkey Kong or Star Fox or even a Zelda.
No, just the ports of Tropical Freeze.
Tropical Freeze.
And,
You got to stop doing this, Eric. We got a Zelda.
We did not get a Zelda. All we got was...
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
all we got was the remake of Link's Awakening. That's
what
it.
about Breath of the Wild?
Not a Zelda game.
Oh, okay. What about Tears of the Kingdom?
Fucking trash.
All right, okay.
That's movie magic right there. Jesus Christ.
Before you inevitably come after us in the comments,
This is just me. You can come
Clint and
after me.
Clint and I love these games.
Yeah, just right here. Direct it right here.
So stoked to play them again once the Switch 2
Never gonna play
editions
it
come
once.
out.
Breath of the Wild is better.
But we did get tons and tons of awesome fucking indie games and stuff like that.
Yeah, indie games on the Switch is by far one of its superpowers, and
It just feels right.
Man, what a success story the Switch is. And here at Super Game Boys, we couldn't be happier.
hell yeah.
We love it. So let's get into it. Who's going first? Are we gonna roll a die?
Yeah, we're gonna roll to see who goes first, and ultimately it will dictate who goes last.
On a 6-sided die, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's it, baby.
Yeah. No, I just got another idea on the fly. We'll do that, and then 1 to 3, roll it again after that. 1 to 3 is clockwise, 4 to 6 is counterclockwise.
Sure.
You might go next, or you might not.
All right.
All right, let's see who gets the first game on our Switch Lite. It's Andy. Andy gets first pick, but now we're gonna roll to see who goes last.
All right,
This
cool.
will dictate if we go clockwise or counterclockwise.
1 through 3 clockwise, 4 through 6 counterclockwise.
Here we go. We're going counterclockwise, which means I get the last pick.
Ah, nice. So, first pick, right off the rip.
Careful.
A game that I have been playing constantly. I'm going with Star of Providence.
Ooh, a newer
Star of
game on this
Providence.
machine.
I need to pick that up. I need to pick.
Twin stick shooter game dropped. It was called Monolith when it dropped in I think 2017 on PC.
Wow.
Video Game Donkeys company, Big Mode, just published this game with
Great
a new
logo.
name.
Fantastic logo.
You
Yeah.
see the frog? It's going to be a good game, dog.
So far, with Animal Well and Star of Providence, Big Mode is hitting. And
sure.
2 for 2,
if
baby.
you want a twin stick shooter roguelite, like plays like Binding of Isaac, but kind of feels like Binding of Isaac, I guess, but just with a cool.
Yeah, I'd say kind of like a Gradius, like Type R, like.
Just bullet.
Enter the Gungeon almost kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, great music, great sprites, very charming, a lot of cool weapons, very tiny screen that's very claustrophobic, but just feels good, nice flow state. $15. I mean, Star of Providence. I mean, it's a pick up and play game. It's fantastic. I've played no game in the last month and a half than Star of Providence. So
I've been seeing that actually every
That's
time you
awesome.
log into PlayStation. I'm like, Andy's just not playing anything. What's going on with you? Are you just, is it just a stream box at this point every time you're on? Just playing Switch instead.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think, some streaming service is just on PlayStation
Yeah.
right now. But yeah, I'm just picking up Star of Providence anytime I have a minute to game.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm honestly disappointed in myself for not buying it weeks ago. I need to pick that up.
You'll love it, dude.
I'm frustrated with for that.
I mean, you'll probably get a
still don't
sale
want it.
soon because I think it's $15 full price.
But
Worth
15
every
is-
penny, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna
Every
say
penny.
15 is my trigger price though.
Yeah.
15, I'm buying it. I don't care.
Dude,
Oh,
it's
it's
got
all
little
nice.
guys. You'll love all the little guys.
Oh, it looks great. It looks
Yeah,
great.
a lot of little
I-
friends.
I need to grab
You
it.
got a week before Expedition 33, so get your ass going, bud.
Oh shit! I'm buying it today.
Good
I'm
man.
gonna buy it today.
Good
I'm gonna
man.
Buy it today.
This game has opened a new platinum trophy for what I want this show to be. I think because of Video Game Donkey, he's inspired me to have a new goal in life where, like, sure, I've always wanted to develop games myself, but I don't got those skills. I don't got that kind of time. I don't got that kind of money to go back to school. Well, not even back. I've never went to school. So, like,
You never went to school?
college.
He can't read, dude.
Imagine if this YouTube channel, this thing, can gross enough money to just like publish the raddest fucking small indie studios to like reach the goal and publish their game of their dreams. That is the coolest fucking thing ever. To like still be a part of these awesome new indie games that, won't get a shot with big AAA publishers, but what a sick goal. What a sick thing to do with your time and your money.
That'd be awesome.
Right. Because our millions of followers and subscribers
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
give us the resources to do that.
Yeah, so start giving us money.
Subscribe.
So,
Or better yet, just give us money.
Super Game Boys will be essentially become like a Kickstarter for indie games.
A publisher, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
so-
like Donkey.
And now that he owns this publishing company and have put people on to like Animal Well and Star of Providence, it's just like, dude, salute to you.
Oh, okay,
dude.
so
because he's huge. He's
So
probably,
Big Mode is Donkey.
Yep.
That's what you're
Yep.
saying.
it's,
That's
him,
his
it's him
publishing
and his
studio.
wife.
Cool.
What's your pick, bud?
My first pick is going to be the game I still defend as the greatest game to buy on Switch.
Oh boy.
And of course, that's going to be Super Mario Odyssey, everybody.
Oh, I mean
That is the best game
It's a bangerang of a game.
as far as exclusives, I guess.
I can't see an elite tier Mario 3D platformer.
It sure is.
Well said. Because I mean that, and also just so much to do. That they had too many moons in that game.
Yeah, too many moons.
Too many moons. But when you're on a desert island, dude, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
I need
you're gonna
that.
be seeing a lot of moons up there on that desert island
It's true.
and right here.
But yeah, I mean that game had a ton of stuff to do in it. So that's a great pick and also just fantastic. It was well oiled.
It was, yeah.
Great.
Yeah. The one thing it potentially was missing, I just miss the hub world, the overworld so much. And Odyssey was great because it obviously had a ton of worlds, a ton of hubs, but they were picked from a list.
They did feel pretty detached from each other.
That's my problem with another game down the list too, but we'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
If you get a chance to pick it,
Ayo.
no, you should.
But that being said, I mean, I think that game's a 10 out of 10. Just the one
Fantastic.
thing that kept it from being like God tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely love the way they blended the 2D and 3D in that game, where you get to like dive in a
it
pipe
was
and then
beautiful.
just like seamless and just awesome to do. And I honestly really enjoyed the costume changes.
Yeah.
That was just like a nice layer of fun to just mix it up and be like, oh, I'm a charging Chuck now, dude. I'm going hard.
Yeah.
Except for the whole fact that, to get the costume that's specific to each world, you have to essentially beat that world, and then you get the costume that goes with that world. A little weird.
That feels
Because
a
each
li-
coin is
it's a little
specific to
backward.
that, like the currency is specific to that world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So
it's,
you to get that costume, you have to essentially be already done
yeah,
with the world
it's
to
a little
live in that.
backwards. Like it's definitely nice to get the reward
Yeah.
for completing it, but then you're getting something that would have been nice to have in that world.
Right out the gate.
Yeah, so maybe they should have flipped that a little bit.
Yeah, it's a
but-
little half baked, but like, I don't know. As we're seeing now with Mario Kart World, being able to dress up your beloved characters in whatever you want it seems like
It's always fun.
it seems like Nintendo's like giving us a little more slack to kind of like mess and customize with their IP that
Yeah.
they've been really protective over.
Yeah.
So like putting Mario and little heart boxers. It was like a big like, holy shit, Mario's half naked. They're allowing you to do this. He had nipples.
Mario's got
Canonical,
nips.
yeah, canonically.
Canonical nipples.
Wild.
Terrible band name.
Canonical nipples. Very bad band name.
All right, Eric. Turning to you, what is your first pick
Thank you
to
so
put on
much.
this
Thank you
Switch
so
Lite?
much. So going a little bit with like Andy's pick, something that is like very replayable, but just endless fun. That beautiful pixel look that I like on the Switch. I'm gonna go with Into the Breach.
Yeah.
Just a
yeah,
fantastic
yes.
tactical strategy roguelike game where you play as like a team of mechs trying to fight off an alien invasion, and it's brilliant and it's brilliantly made, and like each team of mechs has like a different play style and different abilities, so it just gives you so much variation to play through like a whole new way.
So good.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and the enemies, the monsters are like kaiju-sized bugs.
Yeah, the Vex are just giant bugs.
so good.
Yeah.
And like
Big Godzilla
they did a
vibes.
really cool thing where like your mechs have hit points, so like they can get destroyed, and then you'll have less mechs to like work with. But your true hit points are actually the town buildings, like the city you're trying to defend. This like you're trying to prevent the aliens from hitting the buildings full of people, and like while fighting them off. So it's this kind of dual edged thing where you're gonna like protect your mechs, but you also need to protect the people at all costs.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool
Yeah.
like way that they set that up.
Dude, and some of the little like caveats for like, for instance, there's like a move that like you can get hit on purpose to deal damage or have
Yeah.
something else happen
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Yeah, trigger different combo effects.
I forgot what mech it was, but you having an option to pretty much set time-based damage on a bug that hasn't come out of the ground yet, so you can like decimate them before they even arrive.
Yeah.
And it just
Yeah.
feels so good. That game is so good.
Yeah, it's brilliant, man. It's awesome.
And
like,
they
even-
just dropped an update like last year that like doubles the size of the game, and
Yeah.
it was a free update.
Yeah, honestly, if it straight up like Into the Breach 2
Yeah.
for free, just put into the Breach. It's so much free content. It's like just essentially a brand new game for you to play, which is an amazing thing that the devs did. And what I was gonna say was like it's the way they set up the achievements is just awesome too. Like they have so many different challenges for you to do, like different combos for you to set up with different mechs, and it just gives you like more rewards and more replayability to just try to like do these different things.
Yeah, there's so many
Fantastic
like,
game.
Even the people who are in, you get to choose the people who are inside of your mechs.
Oh yeah,
And they also have bonuses
yeah. They'll have
that can
little like
sometimes coincide with the mech that you're in.
Yep.
And there's just a lot of different variables to how you
yeah.
can
I
play
forgot
this
all
game.
about that. Yeah, that's a whole nother layer of like the pilot having like added abilities. So cool.
All right. So I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of indie games on this list just because, I mean, that's the
Because
Switch.
I'm in the room.
Well, and that's the Switch's like main strong suit is how many quality indie games were brought to the table here. I'm going to have to pick a straight up Nintendo game. So I'm going to have to pick, I'm sorry, Eric.
Please don't do this.
I am picking
we have
Breath
12 slots, Andy.
I
Please
am
don't do
picking
this.
Breath of the Wild. We have an entire episode
What a
about
waste.
where we went over Tears of the Kingdom as well as Minish Cap at the same time in some
Yes.
weird, strange episode that we did.
Yeah. Yeah, and we determined that the Minish Cap's so much better. I think that's how that episode
Christ.
concluded, right? That's what the conclusion we came to.
I
think
think
it was.
revisionist
Yeah,
history,
I
but
think it was.
without getting into the nitty gritty of it, Breath of the Wild, such an important landmark release, not only for the Switch, but for Nintendo as an entire company. God, I loved that game.
Yeah.
And I had my problems with it for sure, but like, it was a nice foray into something different, but also familiar for Nintendo. I do hope that they do not continue on this path with what they're doing with Breath of the Wild. I
God,
hope we
please.
can kind of at least get more traditional Zelda games, at the very least in tandem with the Breath of the Wild style.
I agree.
Preach, brother, preach.
Like,
please.
Let's get A Link Between Worlds on Switch 2 or a game like that. It doesn't need to be open world. We don't need to have an open world Zelda. But they tried it and they succeeded. And then they kind of did the same
Debatable.
thing again, but added Fortnite to it. Not Fortnite, Minecraft to it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And that's cool. Let's move on from that. Give us something new. Or give us something the same. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not alone. It's fatiguing. Just having a world that big with relatively... There's a lot to do, but not a whole lot of high quality, high stakes thing to do. God damn those dungeons, man. Like I said before,
Don't
like
call them dungeons.
temples, dungeons, not really temples, dungeons. Congrats, Link, you hit 4 out of 5. Let's go get the last one. Very Blues Clues, Zelda. Let's move away from that, please. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
give
that's the problem with open world games in which they tried to solve. And I think they were largely successful, but having a nice Zelda story with stakes is something that I think we all really enjoy. And open world inherently is void of that because you can literally just do things in any order you want. So instead of things feeling like you're incrementally getting to the goal, it's kind of just more piecemeal, and it doesn't really feel like there's much stakes.
And again, like we've said in the past, spoiler alert, imagine finding the memory of Princess Zelda ingesting her stone and becoming the dragon as the first memory you find. Like, I don't know, game's kind of ruined. And
yeah, exactly.
we know a lot of people have done that, and it's like, how could they have passed it along, been like, yeah, this is acceptable.
Like, that worked for me because I got it like pretty close to the end. But
Yeah, me too, but I was lucky.
yeah,
I didn't even start hunting those until very late game.
that's why
I was very,
found it late
very
game.
lucky that I found it in the order that I did. Totally by chance, you know? But
yeah, Breath of the Wild, it's a game that I spent 120 hours in. So perfect fit for, the 2 out of 3 of us who would probably be playing that game stranded on an island.
Yeah,
Very good
that's a wasted slot.
One of us had to do it.
I can't wait to put another game
What are
you
you doing,
fucking
dude?
hate on this slot.
If you fucking put Tears of the Kingdom on it as well,
No,
come on.
No.
What are you doing?
No. Yeah, we're just getting the games Eric hates out of the way. But greatest Metroidvania of all time.
What an absolute hot garbage fire take, dude. Of all time, he says. That's insane. You know how long we're going to be on this island, dude? You're wasting my slot.
Exactly. I know how long we're going to be on this island, which is why I'm taking this game.
Ugh.
It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Same.
Totally changed my... I maybe not changed, but reignited my love for side-scrolling Metroidvanias. In that, I felt like with games like Ghost Song, stuff like that, where I was super excited, but then played them and I was just like, oh man, I think this genre's tired. There's nothing really left in the tank for this. Then in comes Hollow Knight. Dude, oh my God. We need to do something with you.
There's nothing to do. I played that game. I played the shit out of that game.
I don't know
I
what
played
happened.
most of that game.
I don't know what happened
I
on the
slapped the
road
shit out of that
to the
game.
impression that game gave you, but something wrong, objectively wrong happened.
A bug must have hurt you when you
Ayo.
were younger. If judging what we've seen from Silksong is any indication, I feel like the combat might get you there.
Well, that was a big thing. If they turn up the combat,
I think it's going to be more nuanced and a little bit more variable, a little more varied
yeah,
and
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah.
I also
Because
like,
that's how Hornet plays. Hornet's very quick, fast, a lot of...
Yeah, that's my jam.
So-
I almost want to like load up a save with Eric on the couch and just play the arena. Do you remember obviously the arenas? The
Coliseum?
the Coliseum of Fools.
Yeah.
Dude, how fucking liquid are those 3 stages?
Dude.
Especially when you get to the third one and the arena's constantly morphing.
Dude, I never beat
removing
it.
What? Really?
No,
fun.
I beat the second one, and I never could beat the third.
Third one's tough, man.
Yeah,
and it
it's
goes
all
on for
tough.
like a half hour
Dude,
straight.
it's all tough.
Yeah. It's so good. And you have so many different endings and like you could play the game and not see any of like the true bosses or like the White Palace. Like, dude, it's one of the most sinister platforming challenges in gaming, period.
Yeah, there's a whole like several hour. Is it several hours long?
I mean, depending on who you. For me, it very much was.
The White Palace is just like
it's a gauntlet.
yeah, it's like a Celeste style gauntlet. There's like really not that much combat. It's all just punishing platforming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it is really cool.
I mean,
Really, really
So
cool.
it switches it
that
up
shit.
a little bit where you're just like there's
Well, that's
fucking
nice,
saws
'cause-
going all over the place.
It's saws everywhere. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like when you were describing the Coliseum, I was like, that's actually I think gameplay I would enjoy.
Yeah, the
It's 'cause,
Coliseum's
because I love a lot of
insane,
platforming, difficult platforming, and tying in boss fighting and shit like that. I love.
Well,
So
the
that would be
Coliseum
cool.
is pretty much just waves of enemies.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you said the environment was changing and
Very much.
stuff.
Yep.
so-
Oh yeah, there is places where you can't step on the floor and like
yeah.
The
So
walls come in, the
Yeah,
ceilings will come in. It just
yeah,
morphs
so,
like
yeah,
all the
so
time.
like that sounds sick.
Yeah.
I like that variation of like mixing and reacting in real time and stuff. That's like video games to me.
yeah.
But yeah, I just found it to be like a lot of kind of like, aimless wandering for a bit. 'Cause you don't have a map until you find a bench, and you're just kind of running around trying to like remember your steps and where you go. And when you die, you're like, ah, shit, I don't even know where I was because I didn't find a bench yet.
God, seriously, that's what turned me off at first.
Dude, it's
And
rough.
then I don't know. That's also the thing that hooked me, is just that.
Yeah, me too. The
not
sense
not
of-
the risk reward, but the whole
that always
the whole like you having to remember where things are like old games that we grew up with.
Yeah.
But then,
But it's
once
so
you
big.
succeed, you get the reward of sitting down on a bench and drawing your map after you got Conifer.
Cornifer. Yep.
Cornifer.
Yeah, it barely feels like a reward to me. It's just, something I feel like I should have had along the way because I'm just like, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. And then you lose your shit. I have no coins now. And it's like, oh, I don't even know where my body
All
is.
right, yeah, well, that's cool. We're here to celebrate.
Well said, bud. Good director's cut there.
And mainly, I just loved the areas.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I liked the Royal Waterways, Green Path,
City of Tears.
Ancient Basin.
Yeah.
I just loved the areas so much. Crystal Peak.
Yeah. Let's get to my picks.
Fair enough. All right.
Let's. Because we are going to love every game that you pick if we played it.
Allegedly.
All right, my pick. You want to talk Metroidvanias? You want to talk platforming? You want to talk high quality, fantastic shit? I'm taking it to Blaster Master Zero 2.
Okay.
So Blaster Master is a fucking fantastic game for the NES made by Sunsoft way back in the day. It's got this really cool dynamic of like it starts out, just side scrolling kind of Metroidvania or like Mega Man-ish like platforming getting through. You're driving a little tank. And then you can jump out of the tank and then go through a door, and then it turns into like a Zelda top-down like adventure game.
I
So
still need to fucking play this game.
so like you go around as the little dude, and then you come back, get back in your tank, and get adventure, and it's fantastic. But one of my favorite devs, Inti Creates, they got the rights to it from Sunsoft, recreated Blaster Master with Blaster Master Zero. It's like the greatest remake because it's pretty much true to it, and they add some new features and stuff, which is awesome. But then with 2, it's entirely their own game. And they just added tons more like different mechanics and this and that, and it's perfect. So Blaster Master 2, I think, is the best in the series. I couldn't put it down. It's just fantastic gameplay.
All right, Andy. So we got third pick for you.
We do. I think I'm going to steal this from my guy, Eric. He turned me on to this game, and it's Katana Zero.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That game is just perfect. It's so perfect.
It truly is, man. Everything from like the storytelling, the visuals, the way that you can not only like pick your own like route and choose your choices, but the fact that like you can interrupt them, and that's also a choice essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genius, dude.
Dude, it's so good that you told me to play it, bought it. This was probably like 4 years ago now. Bought it, played it, loved it, and then you told me, did you get the true ending, the true boss fight? And I was like, no. And then you told me, and I looked up how to do it because you have to make
Yeah, you got
choices, not only
Very
just like
specific order of
very
choices,
specific,
yeah.
like you need to interrupt sometimes. You need to.
Yeah, and it's all tied to one character interaction.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
so cool.
So I played through it again, like almost speed runned it, because you also have to do it a certain amount of time. Maybe not.
I think that is part of it.
I think I just went through it really quick just because
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
I wasn't like savoring it at
Yeah,
this
you
point.
try
I was
to
kind of just
blast
like, all right, I need
through.
to get to the fucking dude, it was a blast, absolute blast. Loved it so much. The game rules, and we're getting free DLC.
I'm so
This year?
excited for that, dude.
Fuck yeah.
The game released like 5 years ago, and they're
I
just
know,
like, yeah, but
right?
it's still coming. We still don't have a date for it yet.
Yeah.
It's still free, but it's coming, and it looks like it's gonna be in like the jungle.
Yeah, do you think it's going to be like a prequel, like because you know how like there's the war they talk about?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be that.
I think it's going to be set during the war. Before
the cover of the
game.
DLC is like them in like the jungle.
Yeah. Oh
So-
my god, it looks so rad.
By them, I mean like, yeah, the guy and
Yeah.
the people he's
people, yeah.
gonna kill. I would imagine.
yeah, quite a bit of them. Let's be real here. Come on.
Yeah, no, but it's
gonna be a fucking
I'm
bloodbath.
not big on like replaying games too much. Like it takes me a while to be like, all right, yeah, I kind of like forgot about this game. I want to play it again, experience it. Katana Zero was one of the first games that I beat and immediately restarted.
Yeah, I remember.
I played through that game like twice back to back.
Dude, but that's the
incredible.
It's
that's
fantastic.
the glorious thing about when indie games are designed right, is when they just leave you wanting a little more. Like the game is a perfect little package, and they could have easily made it a little like heavy-handed and overblown, like say Hotline Miami can kind of be. Like Hotline Miami goes on a little too long.
Yeah.
Especially the second one. The reason I bring up Hotline Miami is because this game functions very similar to Hotline Miami, but is very hyper stylized and side scrolling instead of like an isometric view.
Yeah, but it is all about like, choosing what enemies to take on at like what times and using your environment to your advantage.
Hyper
like,
violent,
so similar stuff.
very heady in tone, like kind of like a piecemeal, like Memento style narrative where things
Yeah.
just kind of getting pieced together. And
Great way to put it. Yeah.
Can we also just talk about the soundtrack for a minute?
oh, dude, it's so good. Dude,
I'd have to report you to HR if we didn't straight
the
up.
soundtrack.
It's so vaporwavy and yet so like industrial at the same time. It's
Yeah,
so
but-
perfect.
And it just like tugs on the heartstrings. Like it's all the right like just chords and stuff that really just like put you in the mindset of the game. And like if you guys like the soundtrack, you should go on YouTube. So the composer, I can't think of his name right now, but he did a live performance of the whole soundtrack. Like and it's seamless. Like he blends like one track into the next track, and it's all just completely analog. He looks like a goddamn synthmancer. He was playing stuff that I don't even know what that instrument is. I've never seen it before. He's got switchboards, dude, and he's creating the tones like in real time. It's an incredible performance, and I was like in a trance, just like in front of my TV, just like watching this whole thing. Amazing soundtrack.
That makes sense because the game will put you in a trance.
Yeah.
An incredibly violent, satisfying trance. Oh, it's incredible. That game is
Fantastic
so good.
pick. Made up for that last one, Andy. Nice job.
okay. Thank you for telling me to get that game,
Sure.
because it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time, I'd say. What about you, Clint?
What's next,
Your
buddy?
third pick.
Damn, can't pick Hyperlight Drifter.
Yeah, best thing ever.
Dude, wish we could. That would have been my first pick.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
That's like a top 5 game for me. So it's-
Same. So my previous caveat of like, Mario Odyssey, the one thing it was missing was it just felt too pick from a list instead of a nice hub. Had Luigi's Mansion 3 not felt like that as well, because the whole hotel tower system, finding the missing elevator buttons to unlock new floors, it just felt like floor 1, floor 2, floor 3. And that's
Yeah.
like what it was, yes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like that to me rid itself of that awesome classic Metroidvania feeling that I
Yeah, where
love
you're
so
in
much
the
about the first
mansion and-
Luigi's
Of
Mansion.
course, yeah.
To all the rooms. Yeah.
So I'm gonna pass on that one and instead go for another Mario game. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It's gonna
It's a
be
lot
my
of
next
fun.
pick.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, awesome game. There's not a lot of games like with that play style, like that XCOM tactical like move around attack thing. Super interesting to do with Mario characters
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
right?
But
Yeah, strapping an arm cannon to Mario is
yeah, but
man,
it's great though.
great
Awesome
stuff.
It's
Yeah.
awesome gameplay.
And they just managed to keep it feeling so Nintendo. Like you pair someone up with Luigi. Luigi's thing is he can go the distance and he can assist you with a jump to get even further. You tie that with Mario. He's got his classic hammer, which is like
Yeah.
one of the biggest AoE effect attacks.
Yeah, it's also
It's
cool that like
so cool.
Mario's close, like kind of a close range character.
Yep.
And Luigi's like a sniper.
Yeah,
Like, all about
yeah.
the range.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, a lot of great passive stuff. Or like if an enemy comes into line of sight, you can have a triggered effect
Yeah,
where like they'll
triggered
snipe them.
Yeah, the trigger
Beautiful
effects are
stuff,
very
you know.
cool to set
I
up.
do like how the game is essentially level based, but it is kind of like you gotta get to the fields to like you have to go through a hub world. Like,
Yeah.
all right, this battle's done. So let's explore, let's move, and then you can kind of see something that's happening over there, and then you engage again.
Yeah.
It's just it's set up very well.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool setup because you get to like wander a bit and find different items and stuff along the way, and
Yeah,
then you're like,
yeah.
all right, I'm ready for the next level, and then you just go to like the star kind
Yeah.
of thing. It's really cool.
And the rabbits are just perfect little pests. You know what I mean? They're
Oh,
just
they're
so.
hideous. I hate the way they look so much. dude.
That's the
I
point.
hate them. I hate
They're
them.
perfect for the
they're
Nintendo
kind of like the
platform.
minions, and it's funny when they have
I
like.
think that's why I hate them so much. Because I can't stand to look at a minion.
Oh, I
don't
love
want
the
to.
minions. What, dude? Love the minions. And I also just love like the costume things they do, like where you get like the Princess Peach Rabbit.
Yeah, dude.
Is
Just
hilarious,
cannot be
dude.
bothered.
They're
Rather
the
be on
best.
her
She
phone.
Just wants to be on her phone.
Dude,
has
it's
no
so
time for
good.
you.
So good.
They're freaking
Dire
hilarious
moments.
looking.
She's always sure to like grab a selfie. It's so funny.
Yeah, I really enjoy
Yeah,
it.
it's a really good game.
And multiplayer.
That's the thing too. Sure, you can go online, but you don't need to.
Well, true. We only have one Switch,
But
so-
it's turn-based, so like
so you can
we
pass
could
the
still
Switch.
play
Oh, you
multiplayer and just
it
pass the
along.
sticks, baby.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good
That's
game.
That's a good choice for our desert island.
Honestly, I didn't even play the Donkey Kong expansion.
I never
either.
got to it.
Right?
I was super excited for it. It looks amazing, but like I wanted to play through the game to get to it.
Yeah.
And I got tired out. couldn't
Yeah, I
get
never
to
finished
end.
the game.
But I
got,
really wanted to play that DLC. It looked really cool.
So hey, we have plenty of time on the desert island.
Yeah, we could get there.
We could get there. Yeah. Put some DK in there. All right, Eric, we've got your third pick.
My third pick, yeah.
The 9th game
So I've only got
loaded on the Switch.
I've only got 2 picks left. And I want to try to get a little bit of each genre here and mix it up so we got some variation on this machine here.
Love it.
So I want to throw an RPG out there.
Okay.
Nice classic turn-based RPG. And I was torn between 2.
Is your shirt hinting at anything?
This is absolutely not a Switch exclusive, my man. But Final Fantasy VI is the greatest.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
I
it's
see
a-
that?
Yeah, it's Terra and Mog.
Oh my god. You're incredible, man.
Yeah, so I was torn between 2. But I'm going to go with Octopath Traveler.
Oh, good man.
Octopath Traveler. The follow-up I had to that was Live Alive, which, same team. Live Alive was originally a Super Nintendo game that we never got in the US, made by like the Chrono Trigger director, and the soundtrack by the lady that did Kingdom Hearts. But it's fantastic game. You have different like characters, different storylines, but it's very short. It's not a lot, like a ton to do. Where Octopath is a chunky ass game,
Yeah, short
full
experience.
fledged, and there's a lot of side quests, a lot of things to find, a lot of different ways to play the game with all the different characters and abilities and classes. But Octopath was a timed exclusive for the Switch for quite a while, and it's
Yeah,
just
a few years, I think.
yeah, and it's like one of the best RPGs out there, man. And it's like, and it's got that classic Super NES look to it. The
Yeah.
sprites are beautiful. The freaking battle system is just top notch.
It is, man.
Top notch.
It really
you
is.
have like the turn order, and you can find the weakness of the enemy, and you can delay their turn order and deal more damage.
Or just get rid of their turn, period.
Yeah, you know,
which
just by
rules.
delaying them completely. And then, you know, breaking them, I think skips their turn, right? And
Well,
then
that's
they
that's
become-
getting them out of the turn cycle.
Yeah,
is
so
break, they're finding their break.
Yeah, you
Yep.
break them by, you know, staggering them essentially, like a lot of Final Fantasy games
Yeah.
now.
Still haven't played this game.
Oh, dude.
Dude,
Dude,
It's been-
I'll send you here.
Please, please, dude, because it's been on my wish list on dekudeals.com. That is DEKUDEALS.com. Not sponsored.
No, just love them dearly.
And I've been waiting for a deep discount of Octopath, and it just doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
It doesn't
dude.
come. Yeah, it doesn't come.
The cheapest I've ever seen
From
it is like
me-
$40.
To you.
Oh, hell yeah!
Excellent, dude.
I will start that soon.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so you can break the enemy to delay their turn and whatnot, and then you can even delay your own turn, kind of like Bravely Default. Where
Yeah,
you, like,
save up.
You charge up your attack for like, you know, so you like don't attack for a turn or two, and then you just.
Oh, dude, I like that mechanic. I
unleash hell.
forgot what.
Yeah.
There's another RPG that I have played that has that same mechanic, and I do love it.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
you
know
have
what
like
game it is
heavy
offhand.
attacks that'll take like 2 turns
Yeah.
to like go, and it's just like.
It's probably Sea of Stars.
Yes, you could do that in Sea of Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sea of Stars did take a lot of nods from Octopath.
Dude, if that
Yeah,
game wasn't a simultaneous release on everything else, Sea of Stars would be in my list.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a great one on the Switch. But yeah, Octopath, man, it just has so the battle system is incredible. And then the other thing I think it did a really cool way to mix up side quests and stuff is they gave each of the characters unique abilities for like exploration and like NPC interaction.
Yes. Yeah.
So like you kind of had to like figure out what ability you needed to use given the situation, which added a layer to like your boring like side quests or stuff. And sometimes there are like different. You could complete them in multiple ways. Like every NPC kind of has like items on them that they might sell. Like if you're the merchant, you might be able to barter a price and buy it from them. If you're the thief, you can just try to sneak up and steal it from
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. If you're Oberic, we can be like,
You can
we're
challenge
fighting
them.
now.
Yeah, you can challenge them to a one-on-one duel and like
Yeah.
fight. But yeah, and then you know, given like I said, it's not always just about getting items. There's a bunch of different ones where like the mage in that game is kind of like a detective. He can tell if you're lying or not, and based on like that, he can deduce like what the story really is, and then you kind
Yeah.
of have to figure out like
Yeah.
who to talk to next based on that. Amazing like side quest development. It's really cool. So
really good stuff.
yeah, Octopath is one of the greatest, and I hear Octopath 2 is actually even better than the first one. But I haven't played it.
we have
so
no
I can't
excuse,
judge.
right? We're bad friends. Why haven't we played 2?
I just like I
Well, my
have,
excuse is I haven't even played 1.
Hey,
So
yeah
Yeah,
so
you
like-
have a valid excuse, but for some reason, Eric and I have not.
yeah, I'm very.
Yeah.
It is very surprising that you guys haven't at least.
I think it came out at a time where like a bunch of like RPG remasters came out, and I was just kind of like burnt out. Like I was playing like a Dragon at the time.
Fair enough.
And then
Yeah.
the Chrono Cross remaster came out, the Grandia remaster came out,
Yeah.
the Bait and Kados remaster came out.
That's
and I was
a
just
lot.
like,
Yeah,
And now it's just kind of something that you forget exists.
yeah, and I haven't gotten to
that's
it. But
that's exactly it.
I need to play. And now Expedition 33 next week. It's like, oh, well, it's gonna
Next
wait.
week.
Next
gonna
week,
wait.
next Thursday.
It's gonna
yeah.
wait.
That is calendared off my month.
Yeah, I told Clinton already. I am buying this game within the week it drops.
Oh, cool.
So because I'm in it too.
Nice,
Like, it
dude,
looks
nice.
great.
It does.
I'm in the mood for this. I guess it's the bad time for you to give me this.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
far as I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I could do a turn-based RPG, and
Yeah, it's gonna be Expedition 33.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be holding on to this for a while.
That's totally fine.
Okay, it ain't going anywhere.
It's in good hands. I know that.
but Octopath Traveler.
Good stuff.
Very
man.
nice, very nice. So now we come to our last round of picks.
Pick number 10
This
from
is big.
you.
This is big.
Found out very recently when looking up like what types of games can qualify for this. Like, am I remembering things differently? Do some are some actually not exclusive? Found out this game is exclusive as far as consoles to Nintendo. Was not aware of it, and that game is Cave Story.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Blew my mind. Specifically, I'm going to choose Cave Story Plus.
Sure. Sure.
The physical copy, the Switch copy, comes with a little art book, instruction manual that's about this big. And it's got like maybe 40 pages in it. Awesome art, great stuff. Comes with a 3-inch mini CD with the soundtrack on it. In the Switch box. I wish I brought it here to show you guys.
What a rarity.
Very cool.
Fantastic. One of my most cherished possessions. And yeah, Cave Story, you cannot get it on Xbox, any of them, or you cannot get it on PlayStation.
That's so
None
weird
of
to me.
But on PC?
Yeah, PC.
Definitely,
Cave Story
of
was like
course.
an early 2000s, like
Yeah, it was
free to play.
Yeah, early indie game. Yeah.
Not Flash game, but it's one of like the indie game progenitors, or like the first indie game to gain the traction that these like Cave Story was the beginning of that.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's
and
a
then-
masterpiece too.
Then it became a Wii shop title. And that's when like people really started falling in love with this game.
Hell yeah.
And then there's been Cave Story Plus. They did Cave Story 3D for I believe the 3DS, which was essentially the same game, but just like done with 3D characters and backgrounds and all that. But Cave Story Plus is just a lot of you can do little graphical changes, has different versions of the soundtrack that you can play at the same time. Man, Cave Story is fantastic. Not really a Metroidvania, kind of operates more like Metroid proper with a very linear story progression.
Yeah,
that happens
it's
over
a cool
time.
blend of like
It's a weird blend. Soundtrack is fantastic. Pixel art is fantastic. Love me an Amiga. Love them Amigas.
yeah.
Made by one guy. One guy.
Yeah.
You know,
incredible.
we love a one guy game.
We sure do, man. We sure do.
And I'm using guy interchangeably gender wise.
Yeah.
I just love a one guy deal. And yeah, I'm choosing Cave Story Plus. I think
Love it.
I think it qualifies.
Good stuff, bud.
Thank you.
Oh, we have such good taste, huh? So for my last pick, and for diversity's sake, I think we're missing any games of this sort. Thinking of first-person shooter.
Oh.
I'm gonna load in Metroid Prime Remastered into this bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, what?
Well, it's a remaster, but
It's a really good remaster.
yeah, but it's
of
GameCube
a
game.
really, really good game. But you can only get this remaster on the Nintendo Switch.
That's the current console.
I have no argument with this. I just chose a game that's from 20 years ago.
Yeah, all right.
20 years ago.
That's true.
Probably. Cave Story, I think, was like a 2002, 2003 game.
That's true. But when it comes to console exclusivity,
It's been on Wii, Wii U, 3DS,
oh,
and
okay.
Switch.
All right. Yeah, all right. You can have
I
it.
broke
He
the
did.
rules.
Yeah, all right. He broke. You can do it. He broke it. Andy started it.
But it's still like exclusive to Nintendo, which means something, I guess. But it's not on your PlayStation.
And it does look incredible.
It really does.
Like it's not like they cleaned up the textures. They did some texture replacing there because it looks way better than it did.
It's probably the highest level of remaster you could get without
And it
being a
mechan-
direct remake.
And
yeah.
it mechanically functions differently.
Yeah, it's a whole new experience.
It's a like
twin stick shooter.
it's a twin stick first person shooter. Now you can control the camera with the right stick, which
Right.
is something that you didn't do in on GameCube. So
It's true. Yeah, it was only the lock-on thing, which was cool in its time, but I personally don't think has aged satisfyingly.
Eric's pissed.
No.
He's-
Yeah, no. I mean, I love Metroid Prime. It's like one of the only first-person shooters I like really get down with.
That's because it's a first person adventure game that just happens to have shooting in it.
Fair enough.
Ayo. And I'm just thinking ahead. Again, for diversity's sake, it was between this and Mario Kart.
No,
but
and you get 3 games for the price of one.
No, you don't. It's only one Metroid Prime game.
I thought it was the trilogy. The
No,
remake.
no.
Oh, it's just one.
they wouldn't have charged $40 for all 3.
They did make a Metroid Prime trilogy for
Yeah, I
Wii.
know, but I
For
thought
Wii,
they remastered
right.
the trilogy.
No.
They just remastered the
Oh,
first
so
one.
Rumor is they remastered all 3 games and they're trickling them out.
Oh, fuck you, Nintendo.
I don't think that's happened because I think they would have dropped Prime 2 Echoes already.
yeah, considering Prime Remastered was shadow dropped, like they would have done this. You're right.
Yeah, I had
They
a
didn't build it up at all.
I had a feeling at the Nintendo Direct when they were because Prime 4 is scheduled to release this year, right? Mm-hmm. I had a feeling that when they showed more of that game, they were gonna shadow drop Prime 2 Echoes.
Yeah, that's just demanding a lot of Metroid sales in a short amount of time. Like, buy the first one, buy the new one, buy the second one, buy the like,
Yeah,
that's
a lot.
Bit, it's a
I would
bit
have done
much.
it.
It's a bit much.
Dude,
Well-
if they shadow drop Prime 2, I'd be like, all right, if I don't have $40, this is going on a credit card. Like, because this game is sick.
So you're showing your hand here. You didn't play it then.
The remaster?
Yeah.
No, I played the original.
Okay, so that's why you're not as excited about it as we are. It truly is. It's something else, dude.
Okay, I mean, can't be that different.
Oh, but it is. It is, though. It feels like an
No,
entirely new game.
it does.
Yeah.
It's weird. When they call it a remaster, they're underselling it.
Word.
Like, it does look... It looks like well, you put a little more work than just cleaning up the visuals.
Cool.
There's
Well, that's
there's
great.
something here. So it's definitely
It's going to be nice to, week 3 be on this island being like, I kind of want a first-person shooter. I just want to,
it's a good call.
blast things. Oh, look, I got Metroid Prime Remaster. Here's that itch. It's going to get scratched.
For sure, it's a good one.
So now it comes to you.
The final pick.
The final pick.
Yeah.
This better be a game I've heard of before.
I was just gonna say, I feel like I front loaded this because I wanted to get my favorite ones in. So this one might be a little underwhelming in comparison, and now it's like the final pick. Yeah, for exclusivity's sake and whatnot, and I want to get some platforming in there, and it's got that true like NES, SNES feel that I just love so much.
I think I know what's coming.
I'm gonna bring in The Messenger.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, Sabotage's first game. They also did Sea of Stars. They're 2 for 2 right now.
They are 2
They're
for
just
2.
phenomenal games that they just pour love into. And this one's really cool because it's an ode to the like Ninja Gaiden NES type game. But then it's got this cool thing that happens halfway through, and it morphs into like a 16-bit, 32.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
16-bit Super Nintendo like style, like the whole visual appearance, like upgrades, and then it turns into more of like a Metroidvania and
It
stuff.
does, yep.
But there's some amazing platforming in it. The cloud jumping ability, where like as long as you hit another enemy in the air, you gain another jump. So you just start chaining these like jump attacks. They have some really cool, challenging like platforming pieces in there. And it's just an awesome game. It's really fun to play.
There's a lot of game there too.
A lot of game. There's a lot of humor in it too. I absolutely
Oh,
loved.
dude, it's great.
Yeah,
I loved
some of the
every
best.
interaction with the merchant.
The merchant, yeah.
The
Priceless.
merchant's fantastic in that game.
He is so good. All the dialogue is gold. I was always looking forward to like talking to him again.
And he seemingly has like endless dialogue too. If
Yeah.
you want, he can be a total punisher.
You can
know what
keep
I mean?
talking to him, yeah, and he just
Yeah.
keeps pumping out more stuff. But yeah, that game is special.
It is.
That game is really awesome.
I agree. So that's it, guys. There's no more room on this memory card.
Yeah, we're stuck with these games.
She's full.
I feel pretty good about it, aside from Breath of the Wild. But
So to go over it one last time, my 4 picks are Star of Providence, Breath of the Wild, Katana Zero, and Cave Story Plus. Clinton's is Super Mario Odyssey, Hollow Knight, Mario vs. Rabbids, Kingdom Battle, and Metroid Prime Remaster. And we got Eric with Into the Breach, Blaster Master Zero 2, Octopath Traveler, and The Messenger. Dude, this Switch is loaded.
it's good stuff.
Shit's lit, fam.
Good stuff.
This is, you got 500 hours of content here. Like, easy. Maybe not easy. You got a lot of content.
It should last us long enough until somebody saves us.
You guys are lucky I didn't put Slay the Spire on this thing. I'm just saying.
That is not an exclusive.
No, it's not. It's not.
Would be
But that
great-
would have
would
been my
be great
500
for-
hours right there.
Yeah, I mean, would be great for Desert Island for sure.
Yeah.
and that's nice because you have all these hours of content, and these games are not online games. We
Fantastic.
don't really play all that many online games, do we? You
No,
rock Splatoon pretty heavy.
In its time, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I never did until now. I've been playing the shit out of Marvel Rivals. It's like
You
Dude, you're
go.
probably so good at this game by now.
it's a lot
Because
of
you were a
fun,
day one
man.
adopter.
I was a big
yeah,
Rocket
I
League
was.
guy.
Yeah.
I haven't played Rocket League in quite some time, but I spent a few years.
Yeah.
It was probably my most played game. I think on Switch, hour-wise, it's like up there. I think I have like 300 hours in Rocket League on Switch
wow.
and like
Not bad.
400 on PlayStation. Oh, please delete that. That's embarrassing.
No, it's not. No, it's not, dude.
That's awesome.
So
Can we get into some honorable mentions?
I was just gonna say,
Lovely. A couple of games that I would have really liked to put on there, but
Yeah.
just got edged out.
Yeah,
a
let's
bit.
go. I got a couple.
Yeah, I would love to shout out to Blossom Tales.
oh yes,
Just
yes.
an ode to the Link to the Past, Zelda days.
Yeah,
And I'm going to piggyback on that, and I'm going to shout out Master Key.
Master Key, yeah, for sure. Another one.
Both
that's-
two fantastic Zelda clones.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. A lot of awesome gameplay in there.
Master Key would have been a little bit more appropriate, in my opinion, for the island, given that you have 100 picto puzzles as well. And that's
That's true. They
yeah.
still haven't done any.
All
of
the I did every single Picross
Good.
puzzle.
Yeah, good. They're
all
fun.
150, dude.
Yeah.
I finished all 150 Picross
150,
puzzles.
that's right, yeah.
Before I like
Even
really
started
started
the
playing
game. You're like, this game is not what I thought it was.
But yeah, fantastic Zelda-like game.
Yeah, the only reason it got snuffed out on my list, it's relatively short. I want to give a shout out to 1980X.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
Game.
that's on
That
my
game
list
is
too.
fun.
But same deal where I was like, too short for Desert
A
Island.
little too short, yeah.
But you do
Vibe
get-
City, dude.
But you do
Holy
get like
shit.
6 different styles of game.
Yeah.
It's 6 or something like that. But yeah, you have, you got to beat 'em up. You got a platformer. You got a
racer.
You have a dungeon crawler,
Yep.
like first person RPG.
No, that one was sick. That little dungeon crawler.
Oh yeah, and it's such a beautifully like crafted game because it like each gameplay reflects as to like where the character's like life is at that point. Like
Yeah.
he goes through these different like struggles in life, and then they're represented within these different arcade games that he plays, which is just
Yeah.
such cool storytelling. But
I vibe with it so hard too because for all intents and purposes, I also ran away from home. So it's just like, oh, I feel you, my guy.
yeah,
You know, I just wanted a nice safe haven to be myself and play some video games.
Yeah, dude. And one of I think the best sequences in that game is like when he's talking about like how he just wants to get away and like escape the city.
Yeah.
It turns into like a Outrun. Thank you.
Yeah, it turns on like neon drive
Yeah,
almost.
it just turns into like an Outrun game, and you like hit
Yeah.
the highway, and it's got the cityscape in front of
Yeah.
you, and like it's just this awesome soundtrack. But he's like talking over it.
so
Where he's
so
just like,
many
"Well,
vibes.
I just like want to get away, and it's like, and you're just like,
Yeah.
racing on this highway.
Yeah.
And like
Reminds me of
it's
Neon Knight
beautiful,
Riders
dude.
from TMNT.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sick.
it's just beautifully crafted, man.
Really
that game's
is.
phenomenal, and it's like I go back to it a lot just to like replay different levels because it's like
Just
it's
to be in that vibe. Too.
Yeah, and it's so well made, and the pixel art's amazing.
Little odd pick. But this version of the game was a Switch exclusive for a year. So I think it qualifies. It doesn't really qualify. But if you want a nice meaty RPG, look no further than Dragon Quest XI S colon Echoes of an Elusive Age hyphen Definitive Edition.
Wouldn't be a Square game without a ridiculous.
I don't know
title.
what that S is there for in the middle before the subtitle. I whatever.
Square.
Sick.
Yeah, sick. Weird how this game was the definitive edition was a exclusive for a year to Switch, like, and not even PC. Like it was just only Switch, and you could go back to like 16-bit graphics, like on the fly.
That was the thing.
Yeah, amazing.
And you
Yeah.
could listen to a chiptune version of the soundtrack as opposed to
Yeah.
a symphonic, like orchestral version.
When that thing dropped, I was actually upset that I had already played the game on PS4 because I was like, oh, I want.
Yeah.
I would have played that version. I would have bought that one. I didn't know.
But that's the thing about Switch because we all know it's no news that the hardware is underpowered compared to all the other consoles. So Nintendo had to come up with these creative ways to sort of compete. And Dragon Quest is a perfect example of like, okay, why am I gonna spring for the Nintendo version? there's stuff I can experience here that I can't on my PS4.
Since you played it on PS4, I imagine at first.
I did, yeah.
Did it have the separate stories that you could for each character that were 16-bit?
No.
Okay, because there are little missions in that game in the definitive edition where you have to go in 16-bit.
Oh, cool.
Look
And
at
you
that.
you play like these little missions where you go to different towns.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
do- and
That's extra content. Then.
Yeah, it's extra content.
Which is crazy because that game is so
It's
big,
massive.
dude. I poured like 90 hours in platinum the shit out of that game.
I never
like,
finished it because it was
Dude, there's so
I
much
was like,
game
I
in that
can't
game.
listen to this music anymore.
Yeah. Wow, you platinumed in 90 hours. That's impressive.
Dude, that game's phenomenal.
Because it took me like 60 just to get through the base story. That's crazy.
Yeah,
great game.
It just keeps on giving.
I mean, any game that has Sylvando, which I think is only that one,
Yeah.
Oh, darling.
it is good game.
Darlings.
Good game.
Yeah. No, yeah, phenomenal. That is one of the greatest RPGs I've ever played.
Okay, this is supposed to be quick. So we got any more?
Quick. I do. Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, so for Switch exclusive, another Metroidvania great is Hack, Haak. Just some of the best.
It's the drummer in Meshuggah, I think.
It is, yeah. It's based on him.
Cool.
Sorry, had to.
Yeah, no, just some of the best exploration of any Metroidvania.
So I've heard. Haven't tried it yet though.
Yeah, no, it's awesome of just like, hidden wall kind of stuff and like building the map out and finding where you're going and revisiting different areas to like find new ways up into different areas. Like it's just the map design is brilliant.
I do want to throw out as an honorable mention Chocobo GP.
Chocobo GP, dude. That awesome way to mix up the Mario Kart like thing. They did this really cool thing where like the mystery box, the item box.
The Diddy Kong racing thing.
They
where
did
you
this-
build up your spells.
You build up the spells.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's so cool. So there's like a bronze, silver, and gold boxes you can get.
Power up.
And yeah, each one gives you like, level 1, level 2, level 3 of whatever. So you're going to try to like, get the ones you need in order to get the ultimate version of it.
Yeah, I remember we discussed this. We both say the spells, and I find this is true for most Final Fantasy fans. We say them so differently. So Andy, can
my
you
God.
be the definitive cartographer here, I guess, or like
Sure. So we got.
linguist here? So I say fire, Fura, and Furaga.
Where are you getting this Fuhr from, dude? It's not like. There's no dictatorship in
I
here.
said Fira,
It's
not Führer, not Führer.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
We will
Fura.
not Führer.
Fire, Fyra, Fyraga. It's fire. Fi.
Just-
Fi.
Kick, snare, kick feels wrong. Like Firaga.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Fear is not in the word fire.
But Furaga is just so smooth.
But it's not the word.
What do you think?
Oh, well, yeah. Let's ask the guy who's not really an RPG
That's
guy.
the point. Yeah, you get the final call.
Yeah.
What do you like?
You don't have the biased opinion.
I mean, Eric's logic is sound, even though I don't. I read it the way you do. It's a sound logic.
But
That's all I'm gonna say.
But awesome game. They had a lot of cool characters with really cool they had ultimate abilities. So like you'd get to charge up your limit break bar and then unleash like a really cool like character unique move. That game was great, man. And I'm just bummed out that it just fizzled out. A lot of people like gave it a lot of hate for the monetization of like the
Boxes.
the seasonal like packages, which were fine. And so many other games do it, but for some reason, everybody was like, "Fuck you, Chocobo GP," and then they ended up like just giving the shit away for free. And then they were like, "Forget it." They just like they announced like a season 2 for stuff, and then they were just like, "Yeah, forget it." And they just shut the whole thing down. So it's
Shut it down.
Yeah, so
they
it
John
sucks.
Tafford that shit.
Because it seemed like what they were going to do was every season add a new Final Fantasy character to the mix. So like season 1, you got Squall, I believe. And then
think you're right, yeah.
Season 2, you got Cloud. And then they just stopped. But I was like, I thought I was going to get like Cecil next or something.
Like I want to race with Kimahri, you know?
Yes.
Or
dude.
like one of the shining things about Rebirth. Let's put Red 13 on a chocobo.
Please.
Magical,
Please.
right?
Please. Because it was such a well-made game, and like the tracks were awesome, and they had a really cool like drift mechanics in that.
Yeah.
It was a sound racer, dude. Great kart game.
A sound racer. Love that.
I got another pick. I don't really think it counts.
What you got?
Portal Companion Collection.
Good man. Yeah.
Because even though Portal, those games are old, they've been on other things like Orange Box for consoles before. But
Yeah. We need a good puzzle.
Companion Collection is just Portal 1 and Portal 2, and it only came out for the Switch. That collection specifically.
I think it counts.
And the Portal games are they're fucking amazing.
Mainly because I selfishly want to play Portal while
great
Jeff
for it.
Probst is yelling at me at Fiji. So
Yeah. Hell yeah. Love it.
Great for a desert island.
So yeah.
Last one I want to throw
Last
out there
honorable mention.
is Sanabi.
you
Sonabi.
told us about this game. That's right.
I think the last episode I want to say I gushed about this game a bit, but it's just
to be honest, I haven't played it.
Yeah, shame on both of you, but it's some of the best storytelling, awesome, very creative level design because the whole game is like basically based on your hook shot, and you'll like hook and swing, and
Yeah.
you get different mechanics that'll like boost your swing, so you can kind of like swing up to get higher, or just like dash across with like quick shots and stuff like that. But it's very, very similar to Katana Zero in the sense of storytelling and visuals, and it's just an amazing experience I couldn't put down.
Well, that's all you had to say before. Now I have no excuse.
Yeah, I would say the only thing that bogs it down a little bit is the translation is rough. It's a Korean game. And
Yeah, I think I remember you telling us
the translation is
kind of wacky at
it's
times.
kind of hard to like you know what they mean to say, but it takes away from like the delivery of just like reading this shit dialogue. And then also like they jam a lot of story and dialogue in there, so it's just like a lot of stop and start kind of
Yeah.
stuff, which
Yeah.
can get kind of like let me play.
Yeah.
But as a whole, brilliant.
Super Game Boys, the official gaming podcast, Desert Island Dozen, sponsored by Polar Seltzer.
So what do you think? What are some of your Desert Island Switch games, Switch experiences? Let us know down in the comments. You don't have to list all 12, but should you feel the need, I want to know what they are.
Do you love Hollow Knight? Like all three of us do.
Gaslight.